Yo, it's your boy Rocka coming at you with a new video, but this video contains full spoilers for season 2 of Fionna and Cake. So if you want to avoid that, just step out now, watch the season, come back at a different time. I'm gonna be here for you forever and always. Don't ever doubt that. All right, let's get into the video. Alright, so Fionna and Cake season 2 is officially over, and I gotta say, this season kind of felt like being trapped in a car with friends who cannot agree on directions, miss 4 exits, argue for 6 hours straight, and then somehow stick the landing perfectly when you finally reach the destination. It's weird. That ending, beautiful, emotional, a genuinely solid finale. But the journey getting there, rough, slow, just so weirdly structured, and honestly, it was really boring at times. So today, I wanted to break down what worked, what absolutely didn't, why the pacing hurt this season way more than it helped, and why, despite all of that, I'm still cautiously seated for season 3. But before I start tearing into this season, I want to be clear about something. Fionna and Cake season 2 does a lot of things right. First off, the animation is just so stellar, as always. Fluid, expressive, cinematic, no complaints here. Adventure Time's art team continues to cook every single time. Second, the voice acting. I know a lot of the voices were changed this season, but honestly, most of the time I didn't even notice. Especially for Marshall Lee, if you hadn't told me his voice actor changed, I, for real, would not have even noticed it. That's how well it was handled. Everyone slipped into their roles naturally without pulling me out of the experience, and that matters a lot in this show that is very character driven. And when this season did hit emotionally, it hit hard. Pause. PB's breakdown at the finale, that landed. The final episode proves that the writers still understand these characters in this world, which makes the issues even more frustrating. Alright, with that said, let's get into the bad. Let's get the obvious thing out of the way first. This season was paced poorly. There were at least 4 episodes where I finished them and thought, is that it? Are you serious? So much time was spent wandering in side plots that didn't move the main story forward, which made the finale feel rushed by comparisons. I get that you want your romantic side plots, you want that sexual tension between Fionna and her little flame prince, but I don't care. And I will admit that could be a me problem. In general, I just didn't have a strong connection to any of the romantic plots in the original series, except for Bubbling. I stand them to this day. But the romantic plots in Adventure Time never weigh down the series as much as the romantic plots do in this. I mostly just found myself checking out every time I saw DJ Flame on screen. And there were a lot of times he was on screen. That's one of the main reasons the season just didn't live up to expectations, was just the amount of time that was wasted, man. And even to a certain extent, the time that was actually valuable could have been more amplified if they reused elements from the last season. One of which was an element that was so desperately missed. Which leads me to my next point. There's no flipping songs. Yep, you heard that right. From a show whose season 1 has so many certified bangers, bro. I still listen to them to this day, bro. To this day. They had a total of 1 song this entire season. And I'm not gonna lie, that 1 song was a banger, bro. It's going on my playlist ASAP, bro. And of course, that came from the one, the only, Rebecca Sugar, whose entire discography, whose entire legacy is greatness. The fact she could only be on 1 episode this season is a crime against humanity. She was desperately missed and needed. Because with the lack of songs, it isn't just a vibe shift, it made the season feel less fun, less weird, less magical. And I don't think that's by accident. The absence of music honestly mirrors the season's biggest issue for me. It forgot to be fun. Even when things were emotional, it leaned so hard onto the melodrama that it lost that signature Adventure Time charm. And speaking of loss of charm, I'm just gonna say it. This season made me hate Fionna. And that hurts to say because season 1 did such a good job at making her a flawed but likable character. Season 2, her scenes felt like filler, long, drawn out, and just emotionally repetitive. She spends so much time spiraling, lashing out, hurting her friends, and then by the end of the season, the consequences just vanish. Her relationship with Gary and Marshall, a season full of just building tension, all resolved in one episode. Her apology to Fennel, barely central, even though there was an entire episode built around that conflict. She behaves like trash, says sorry, and suddenly everything's fine because bad cake. That's not growth, that's speed running accountability. Honestly, I would have preferred if her friends didn't forgive her yet. Leave that thread open, let time pass, let consequences breathe. And let me just say, some of the storylines this season were just strange. The Imtron and Cake plot, prime example. It's weird, it's uncomfortable, and yeah, I know Adventure Time has always played in gray areas, but this one crossed into off-putting territory for a lot of people. Kate is a cat most of the time. Imtron is a grown-ass man. You can argue lore and metaphysics all you want, but visually, emotionally, it's rough to watch. I'm glad they ultimately walked it back and made them just friends, but that whole subplot could have just been trimmed way down, buddy. Now let's talk about the main plot, Finn. The season tries to build tension around Finn possibly dying, but here's the issue for me. We already know that he grows old. Distant lands together again exist, so the stakes just weren't there. Huntress Wizard's arc is especially frustrating. The entire season sets up her struggle with communication, and Finn literally tells her, "I love you." We get the Croach dream. The emotional groundwork is right there, and then nothing. She cries, they kiss, the end. It's inferred growth, not shown growth. And that's a recurring problem this season. But here's the thing, despite all of my complaints, all of my bitching and moaning, the finale actually sort of works. PB crying, as I said, that shit hits, bro. That shit hit a chord. The emotional beats land, bro. Themes come together. The season sticks the landing as well as it possibly could given the setup. But yeah, they should have gave it a little bit more episodes. The finale didn't completely fail, but it was forced to sprint because other episodes just jogged in place. So, where does this season land overall? It was aight. It had moments I loved, moments I hated, and long stretches where I felt genuinely bored out of my mind. Season 1, of course, clears this easily, and this season made some fundamental mistakes that stopped it from reaching those same heights. That said, it did stick the landing. In the post-credits tease, Hudson Abadir returning has me interested again. Now, I'm a little burnt out on this corner of the Adventure Time universe, but season 3 is years away, so by the time it arrives after side quests, maybe a movie, I might finally be back on board. So yeah, Fionna and Cake season 2 was a bit of a bumpy ride, but we made it to our destination safely. Well, kind of safe. So what did y'all think about Fionna and Cake season 2? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you feel indifferent about it? Do you want to destroy it with all of the passion in your heart? Like, destroy the entire world? Is that what you want to do? Anyways, yeah, that's the end of this video. I don't have an outro yet, so, peace! Editor, come on.
Waiting.